Good afternoon, people faces, and welcome to March. I hope your February was tip-top. Mine was a little shaky, but it's all looking up now, and it starts here. I've got a story for you today. Back in September, I was asked by a friend of mine if I fancied a jam. He wanted to start a band, and he needed a rhythm guitarist. Now, I have been known to strum a few chords around a campfire, so I thought, yeah, sure, we'll give this a go. At best I would learn something, and at worst I would discover that music is just a door that's best left closed for me. Now, I don't own an electric guitar, so I figured I would just take my electroacoustic along, and that would have to do. So I appeared on the day and hoped for the best. And when I walked into the practice room, I immediately remembered why being part of a band is something that I'd been so scared of for ages. The most nerve-wracking part of learning an instrument for the first time is that, for the most part, to begin with in the early stages, nothing works when people watch. In my experience, I'm only able to play a musical instrument with any kind of proficiency when I'm completely alone. Either that or I'm kidding myself behind closed doors. So when I was immediately handed a guitar, I shook. I couldn't do anything, I couldn't hold down a chord. It was just rock bottom. It's so over. I just wanted nothing more than to sink into the ground and be forgotten forever by everyone. However, instead of just laughing me out of the room immediately, what my friend decided to do was ask me if I wanted to sit at the drum kit. They didn't have a drummer, and it'd be worth a shot, so I didn't waste my time appearing in the place. And they wanted to know if I could just hold down a beat, and to be honest, I did as well, because I had never touched a drum kit in my life, let alone hit one with a stick. But I was in it now, and short life or not, I wanted to leave with some semblance of dignity, and I could not allow this to be the peak of my musical career. So I took a seat, and to the amazement of my withering self-worth, I could actually hold down a beat on a kick drum to a desired time signature, and I was filled with happiness. We're so back. So I spent the rest of that opening session, just exploring what I had in front of me and trying not to exist too much. And I vowed to myself that if I was lucky enough to be invited to the next session, I would bring more to the table than I kick the big one. So I went home and I learned. I absorbed as much media and educational gubbins about drumming and the basics and tried to get as much down as humanly possible. I learned some basic grooves. I learned how to hold the sticks in a way that meant I wouldn't accidentally throw them at the lead singer every few minutes. And I think the universe must have taken pity on me, because they invited me a second time. And I thought, wow, this is an opportunity for me to see if I can learn these things and show them to other people. And when I got back into that practice room for the second time, nothing that I have ever tried to learn has manifested itself physically in skill faster than what I learned in those 2 weeks of drumming. Now, I didn't go from a monkey with cymbals to Dave Grohl in 2 weeks, but I could hold down a beat that sounded like it was capable of supporting a tune. And for a band without a drummer, that's all they needed, really. I was the happiest of campers because it had been so long, or it had felt like so long, since I had learned a skill that actually stuck. It reminded me that I'm still in my 20s and I'm still a capable human. So we started practicing weekly, and I learned some basic fills, and I tried my very best to sort of bring new knowledge or a new technique to every practice session that we did. I bought myself a practice pad. The lead singer bought me my first set of sticks, which was really cool. I have tried writing a couple of songs, but it's really not a strong muscle in me yet at all. Like, the first couple attempts have gone pretty poorly, honestly. Nothing groundbreaking has come from pulling that lever yet, but I'm going to keep working on it. And, thankfully, the other guys in the group seem pretty okay to have a bash at whatever I appear with. Plus, it means that the lead singer stands a remote chance of not being our only source of songs. So, nearly 6 months in, it's starting to sound a little bit like music. We've got a logo, we've got social media, which is linked down below along with all of the other stuff in case you're interested. and we're looking for people to make noise at now. And if I'm honest, at the moment, it's kind of becoming one of the only things getting me out of bed in the morning. The last few months have felt like an absolute battle, and still the days are going by like minutes. So it's just such a nice thing to be able to look forward to every week. I think it's been keeping me level, honestly. So we'll keep practicing, and maybe one day, if I'm really, really lucky, this will become a bigger part of my life. I know this is a quick monthly video, but honestly, I'm struggling with ideas to begin with here. It's definitely a muscle I need to flex more. I've got a couple, but this one just felt like the most relevant to me at the moment. So please let me know if band updates are things that you want to see on the channel. Perhaps I'll ask the guys if they'd be okay with me filming during practice, and I can upload them as sort of footage compilations, maybe some funny moments or something silly like that. In the meantime, thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a really great third month of 2025. Don't blink. For the love of God, don't blink. I'll see you in spring.